Hi guys, so today I have two new sets to try out for you guys that Die Press brought to HSN for the August Craft Day. This one kit is called the Foil Stencil Paint Paste Stamp Fancy Frames set, and the other one is the Halloween Greetings and Invite. This is a stamp and die kit. These were sent free of charge from my review, and of course all opinions are my own, and any links in the description box will be affiliate links, which means I'll make a small commission for your purchase items to those links. If you guys recall the Die Press Today special with the mixed media, they had some foil rolls and they had tacky paste. So this has some of those features plus some other items, stencils and other goodies. Kind of like a mini Today special if it were, because it has the little daubers, you have some acrylic paint, you have a spatula, stamps. Oh, how cute. You know what? I didn't even realize that I had stamps. So, in all things, give thanks, autumn wishes, happy Thanksgiving, season of thanks, today is for celebrating you, little swirlies and fun things, other sentiments, my heart is grateful for you, you're such a blessing, wishing you a beautiful autumn season. I mean, lots of gorgeous things on here as far as sentiments go. Before I open this up, let's check this out, because like I said, I didn't even know it had stamps. But okay, so in the instruction on this, what they're talking about is how to use the tacky paste. Now, I've tried different things. I like giving it a rough look, because that way I apply it very thinly. It gets tacky pretty quickly, and then I run it through my machine. If you apply it more of a thick way, you can wait quite a bit, and it tells you there to wait 60 to 120 minutes, so basically an hour to 2 hours before you try putting this on top, because it'll feel sticky on top, but if you applied it in a very thick way, underneath it's still wet. So if you put it through your die cutting machine for the pressure, right, to transfer your foil, your cold foil, to your paste, it'll squeeze out, you know what I'm saying, like underneath. So you definitely want to make sure you're waiting there. They're showing you how to use acrylic paint if you want to just, you know, I would say decant or some, but just pour some out, squeeze some out, and then use your little sponge to daub that on. Now, I do something different. It's a hybrid of these two things. I usually take the little dauber and use the tacky paste that way and daub that on, and then I run it through pretty quickly through my machine, right, once it feels a little sticky. So I do a little bit differently, but they do have the daubers for the acrylic paint, and then they have the spatula for the paste, and then you still have sentiments and things. The reason I'm pairing this with the Halloween Greetings and Invite is because I think it'll be really cute to make it look kind of spooky, and then have like a little ghosts or whatever is in this kit with that. So we'll make a card topper with these guys. But we have Baroque Oval, beautiful. It makes a design that's like, well, let me see, 2, 4, 5, 5.5 inches, I would say, by like 3 inches. That gives you an idea on that one. Rococo Rectangle, so very Art Deco. These are going to be so awesome with glitter paste and with all kinds of stenciling. Rococo Oval. Hopefully I'm saying that right. Rococo, I don't know. Oval Filigree. Gorgeous. Square Filigree. This one's a little wider than like the first ones where they're more elongated. This design is about 2, 3, almost 4, like 3.5 by 2, 4, just under 5. Okay, and so that's similar with the one we just saw, the oval. Rectangle Filigree, gorgeous. And then these are more mini slimline type, Swirl Rectangle, which again I'll give you a rough size. I'm looking at the stencil design, not the plastic, you know. 2, 4, 6, 6.5 inches wide-ish, and then by maybe 3 inches in the other direction. And then we have a Swirl Oval. Oh, these are so pretty, you guys. And then Nouveau Rectangle, look at that. These are going to be really nice for lots of backgrounds. And again, just an awesome material. You know, I haven't talked about that in a while because I use the Die Press stencils all the time, but like the stencil material is really nice. Okay, so nice and thick stuff there. Oh, let's open this before we move on. So the acrylic paints. And you can take these paints and you can use it to tint like your texture paste, or obviously just use them as acrylic paint and things like that. So there's a white, I'm assuming, because it doesn't have a label, and I'm assuming that's white. We have Orchid, we have Rust. So Orchid's kind of a pinky, Rust is a little more bright orange, Fern is a green, Sage, of course, is sage color, and Marigold, kind of a goldenrod yellow. Really nice fall colors on those. Okay, then we have the stamps. So let me put those to the side. And then this one I think it has a pop-up feature on these guys, so today we're going to do quite a few different things here. We'll definitely use the pop-up just to show you kind of how to get that going. And then of course the other stamps for like decoration. So let's open this guy up. So we have these dies, and some of this is mechanism and some of it is design, obviously, for winning stamps. Comes with an elongated cutting folder for the marquee. So you have your refill there if you are a marquee user. Otherwise, you can run those thin metal dies through any machine that cuts thin metal dies. And then look at this. I mean, these are huge stamp sets. Trick or treat, happy Halloween, hallowed greetings, you are, and then like invited, those kind of things, you're invited, trick or treat, some of my feet. I think there's little, yeah, I was gonna say tombstones that you can put some of these little messages on. There's also quote bubbles, or yeah, speech bubbles, I guess. Join us for a, and then you have all kinds of like different little jack-o'-lanterns and bats and little ghosts and things like that. And then I think these have to do more with the actual like pop-up mechanism. So you have your bat wings, and then the bat bodies over here. You have your little ghost. You have cute little extra bits, like this is so cute. Just like an accent piece with a little skull. You have your date, time, place, details, RSVP info. You have this little guy that you can also stamp other things in. More tombstones and things like that. And then here, I guess I could have shown you this to begin with, to show you a little bit about what that looks like. So, you know, obviously you're decorating your front, however it is that you like. And then you have your little guy here, you know, the bat or the ghost, or, you know, whatever it is you like. It looks like the ghosty has a little tombstone that goes along with him, and then the bat obviously is the wings, and then the mechanism and things. So we will put together one of these guys, but let's get started by doing a topper so that I can start drying and doing what it needs. So let me grab a card base and some paper, and I'll be right back. So I have a piece here. Let's get my topper. I cut it down to 5 3/8 by 4 1/8. And you know what? I didn't talk about the foil itself. So these are cold foil transfer rolls. They stick to sticky stuff, right? This is generally how cold foil rolls work. So you can definitely use this if you have like any of those other kind of like sticky stamp kind of adhesives where you can dip a stamp in it, you know, and it's a little bit sticky, and use that and then have this go on it. Or we can apply it the way we're going to apply it today. So as you can see, my card base will look something like that. So A2 size card for, well, it's 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So if you're making your own, 8 1/2 by 5 1/2, scored at 4 1/4 to make your own card base. And let's see, I was thinking about one of these rectangular shapes, just something fun. Oh, look at that. I mean, it fits right there perfectly. Okay, so I'm going to take this down just like this. I'm going to cut my foil first, because a lot of times I forget to do that, and then I'm waiting, you know. I apply it pretty thinly so you can use it pretty quickly, but sometimes you still have to wait. But I'd rather check the sizing now that we don't have anything stuck on here, and go from there. Okay, is that wide enough? No, it has to go this way. So let me grab some scissors, and it's about from here to like here. Hopefully I did that right. That looks good. A little extra. I'll take that off. Okay. Just making sure we have enough to completely cover that. Alright, so I'll take my texture paste, my tacky paste. And I'll just take a dauber, one of these larger ones. And what I normally do is I apply this pretty thinly, that way I can get on with, you know, using it. So I have a little bit there. I'm going to wipe some of it off down here just to get it dab. And I'm using the stencil itself as a surface to help me kind of get this on here. Because sometimes if you apply it real thick in some areas and thinner in others, you know, some areas are going to dry. They're going to be ready before the other areas. So I still try to apply it pretty evenly. But again, you can use that whole spatula and apply it real thick. What's nice when you apply it real thick is it just has like a really nice look to it. Like very full. I don't know how to explain it. A lot of dimension, I guess, is what I'm trying to point out. Okay. We're almost there. Again, try to get it even. Whatever you're doing, evenly. Now, of course, that means we're going to rinse this pretty quickly. So I'm getting it all in this area, all in here. Just making sure, again, it's pretty even and flat. I will definitely go and rinse this because it's glue, basically. So I'm gonna rinse that out. And then this guy, I'm just gonna pick this up like this, and look at that. Not too shabby. Okay, so I'm gonna wait for that to really just kind of dry a little more. You see how it's like milky? We really want it to be more of like clear. But I'll be right back. I don't know if you can see, that's more like clear, shiny than it is bluish toned at the beginning, right? I can still see there are some areas that are a little more blue than others, but if I continue waiting, the other areas might dry. So I'm just gonna go for it. Like I said, I just want like a rustic look. Now you can definitely put this on here and you can just apply it with your hands. I don't know if I can show you. Can you see how it's already getting the texture? You can see it there. Or just run something over it that helps you do that. And I can kind of show you how it's on there. You see that? So you don't have to run it through a machine, but that just gives you more pressure, and you know, let's try it, right? So I'm gonna put this here. I do have some pieces. So just the same amount. I could probably trim that off if I wanted to, but I'm gonna go ahead and run it through for that pressure. But again, really rustic looking. You can just do what I showed you there with your hands. Actually, I might have needed an extra piece of paper. I forgot. Let's see. Yeah, I think I need one more something to help me out. I'm just gonna scrap of paper. Oh, you know what? I have some paper here. Maybe these two. It's just two pieces of paper that are A2 size, and see if that gives me some thickness. You want a little thickness so you have some pressure, right? Oh, that's a lot of thickness. A lot of pressure, so let's go for it. Let's see what happens there. Ooh, okay. So I was gonna trim this down anyway, so that's actually gonna work out for me. Look at that. So what I'm gonna do is trim this down, and then we'll do a matte layer. So again, I'll just bring this over and just trim off there. I had noticed I had done it a little bit crooked, so I was like, I'm gonna trim it down anyway, so that's fine. And just a little off here, so just a little off all the different edges, and I'll be right back. So I'm using a lot of purple right now because, you know, it's Halloween time, almost. I think it's really fun and pretty. And so this one is cut down to 4, actually it's a little smaller than 4 and a little smaller than 5 1/4. And the one in the background is 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. So I'm just gonna glue these down. That's gonna be my card toppers. So just glue this one down and glue that one right down around top. So pretty. I love the colors. That hollow is so fun. Super cool. So I'm gonna put that over there. I was gonna say cute and cool, and I said super cool. Okay, so on the very front, I'm going to place probably a little ghosty. And so we'll just take that little guy. And then I'm going to do a few, I think, of the tombstones here. I was looking for a gray, but then I came across this purple. I thought that'd be really cute, actually. So, maybe all 3 of these. So I'm just going to stamp these out. And then, where I think I have room for, you know, the dye and everything, the dyes. And then maybe we'll put some words on these other ones. So I'm just gonna stamp that guy on there, and then these guys, and I'll be right back. I didn't mean to mislead. These smaller ones don't have dyes. The dyes are mostly for the larger pieces, okay? But I had said that, and I'm like, oh, I better correct myself here. I'm just here for the booze. And then, you know, you have your invited. I'm just gonna make it more of a, just a little card. But, and I'm totally eyeballing this, which, you know, I live dangerously, so there's trick or treat. And then we're gonna fussy cut these guys. So, just here for the booze. I didn't finish because it was off my stamping blocks, that little piece, but I'm going to cover it with one of the other ones, so it's not a problem. I'll be right back. So sorry about that. Like I said, I didn't mean to mislead. I'm just going to cut these guys basically, maybe there. If I need to cut something else off, I will. But I'm just going to go around each one of them, since there's some little grass on those. Again, when you're fussy cutting, you turn with your non-dominant hand, like you guide your paper, and then you just apply pressure with the scissors with your dominant hand, and that just makes for an easier, smoother cut. If you have to readjust, that's fine, but just, again, I'm moving it with my left hand, and I'm applying pressure with my right. Instead of going like chop, 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 you know. And here. And there, and there. Okay, so there's that guy. Same thing with our ghosty. I'm just gonna cut him out. A lot of times it's easier if you just get rid of everything else that's all around and then go for it. So I am leaving a little bit of a line around my little images, and that's what I'll do. So I'll just cut the other guys out, and I'll be right back. So funny. This is kind of sitting up. I'm like, what is this sitting up? It has a little piece of dimensional there already for me. All right. So we have this little guy here, and then these little guys. Again, I'm going to cover that one up because, like I said, I kind of messed that one up just a little bit. And you know what? Even with the little grass there, that looks cute. Okay. So hold on. Do we want it all the way down here? Sure. Or do you want to show more of that? I don't know. Maybe like that. Okay. So I'm going to do a mixture of dimensionals, like that one already has some dimensional on him, and then just glue, which is what I like to do. So I'll put dimensionals like up here, and then I'll put like just some glue down at the base. Same thing with these guys so that they look like they're popped up. So I'll have this little guy maybe like this. Maybe I'll have a sentiment right here. I'm not sure on that yet, so I haven't done anything, but I'm going to hold that down. Same thing with these guys. Glue at the base, popped up at the top. Like I said, I want to cover that one up a little bit, don't I? So maybe I'll play with these a little bit more. And I'll be back. Okay, guys, I did say I was going to do a combination of 3D and things, foam adhesive, but these guys I laid flat in the back, and this one's kind of just at a fun angle. And then our little guy here. Maybe we'll have some kind of sentiment there. I don't know yet. But let's work on our little pop-up on the inside. So let's see. We will need this other set. And for the ghost, he also has this little tombstone. So one ghost, one tombstone, a set of back supports, and a base. So my card base is white. The ghost is also going to be white, but I mean, if you wanted to do different colors, you know, go for it. I guess we're going to cut everything from white. I do have white paper that is more like alcohol ink marker paper, and I do like coloring, and obviously we're going to color this little guy, and then this. So these two I'm going to stamp on marker paper, and these two I'll just cut from basic white paper. So for now, we just need this guy, and the base and the support, and then this is the die, and this is the die for our other pieces. So I'm going to stamp the other ones on alcoholic marker paper, and I'll be right back together, just so I don't want you guys to feel like, hey, what's going on? So, tombstone. And our ghost. If you're doing the bat, it would be the bat wings and the bat body. How cute would those be on purple? I just want to make sure my die is going to cover that correctly. Sometimes the dies have extra pieces, and this one does not, but it does have a little extra at the bottom, so okay, that looks fine. And then this guy. Right, see how there's like a little bit of extra piece? So when you go to stamp these, make sure you have the room for what you need. That looks good. Okay, I'll stamp these, both of these out with a hybrid ink, because I will be using some alcohol ink on those. So I'll stamp both this. So funny because it's all big, but it's literally just eyeballs and some little lines. Alright, I'm gonna let that dry completely before we do any kind of coloring, and I probably won't even color it until I've die cut it, because I don't know where the contours are of this ghost, but this one we can color in. So either way, I'll be right back. figured that's what I was going to do anyway, so I just kind of went ahead and did that. This guy's pretty cute. Honestly, I don't even know that I need to add any other color because he has his little eyes and he has the little texture here, so we'll leave that. And then this guy I had just colored, just kind of eyeballed it, so it's a little bit to the right, but that's okay. And then these two pieces just pop out on their own for that one die, and then this guy. So, you know, if you're making this an invite and you want to, you know, put your invitation information here, of course, the set has a ton of different things that you can put on there. Let's see. You know, trick or treat, happy Halloween, so some just kind of more basic sentiments, or you know, you can do the whole date and time and kind of party invite thing, wicked good time, eat, drink, and be scary. You have this little guy with the wording, whatever it is you want to do. There's also these little accent pieces that are really fun to pop in there, but for right now I just want to show you the basic construction of that guy. And okay, sorry, I went to grab the instruction and then I was looking at it and I see we have the bat info, but it says here, instruction for bat and ghost are the same. With this in mind, we'll only be showing how to assemble the bat. So, fold stamp side to stamp side along score lines of wings or ghost, right? So let's put this to the side. Again, stamping whatever you'd like in here, obviously before you get all this going. So we have this guy, and we are going to fold this stamp side to stamp side, meaning forward. It has a score line right down the center. Hopefully you can see that. So we're going to score that forward. Okay. Along score lines, as shown in green. That was step 2. Fold backside to backside along score lines of body or tombstone. So like this one. We're going to fold it on that score line right down the center in the other direction. Okay. So you can kind of imagine something like that. And then for these pieces, we also have some scoring to do. So with these guys, plus back supports and base as shown. So again, folding them back, it looks like. So there's a score line down the center and there's one down here. And I'm folding them back. If it turns out that it needs to come forward, that's okay, because you just fold it the other direction. Right now I'm just following along here. The back supports in the images look like this, sorry. They look like that, right, in here. And again, so back on those score lines, and you can make them really crisp if you like. Sometimes I wait until I'm done, especially with a pop out or pop out. I do it afterwards. But anyhow, so we have this guy, and it says to take the support here, and it is fold forward, and get your wings or your bat, get your wings or your ghost, and you're gonna pop this in here like this. Oh my goodness. Hopefully you can see the tombstone is the same shape as this, so it's gonna go in the front. But right now it looks kind of like this. And then it says to turn it over, and we're going to apply adhesive to back supports as shown in blue, align scored line of back supports over notches and adhere in place. So we have these notches right here, and so I just want to make sure I'm doing this correctly. Oh, I see. Okay. See how the shape of this slanted area is going to nestle right in there? And then this one is the opposite side, just like that. Okay, perfect. So I'm going to put glue on this back side of this, or front. It's actually the front. And then I'm going to glue it here and here. So I'm just paying attention to the score line. Obviously I don't want this impeding the score line here, but we are going to glue that down. So right there. I'm just making contact obviously with this area and this area, okay? And then we'll do the same thing on the other side. Contact for me, what I'm doing is kind of pushing this against my finger, so I am bending it so it makes contact there and here. So I'm ready for this side now. A little glue, and again just putting it on this side and just following that contour of that score line and this guy. So again, just flat against there and flat against here, okay? That is really cool. And the front, we're just gonna stick our little tombstone or the bat body, right? The little body goes in the front of the wings, so I think I'm just gonna wait a little bit until that sets up, and then we'll do that. What this wants to do. So if you want to kind of hold it like this, just to make sure that everything's squished and good, see that? That's very good. Okay, and in the front, we're gonna stick this down. Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm gonna put the glue on here just to make sure I'm in the right spot. So I'm putting glue there. Bring this guy over and just pop that on there. Oh my goodness. You can bring it down as low as you would like. I'm just bringing it down as low as the V on this front part. And if this was the bat body, you would put the bat body here, okay? So again, just holding that. I actually have my finger in here, in that little space, just to make sure this is all held tight. And I'll be right back. I'm already testing it out in step, you know, between step 3 and 4. It says number 5, fold assembled bat in half. It says if you want to make the wings flap, to make sure that the wings are forward like this, okay? So not back. I think they would stick out of the card if they were back anyway, so forward. So when you open it, and his little wings kind of move too, right? Like that. And that's about it. So note to make, again, we talked about that, apply adhesive to one side of base as shown in blue, and then the other like we normally do. So for right now, I'm just going to make sure to give that a good little squeeze. Again, this is what I was talking about, that I normally wait on a pop-up just to make sure everything's there, adhered, give it a nice crease. Okay, and this is still needs to go into our card. How cute. So when we bring our card back, we fold this in half. And what they normally tell you to do is put glue on one half. That's just normal die and press instruction. It's saying to tuck it right into the top of your card, like up here, and then close it up like that. Okay, so you don't see the pop-up, right? So glue only on this one little triangle. I was gonna say square, and then I didn't say the word square, but I said rectangle. Just this little triangle area. And again, popping it right up towards the top, right on the crease, right? Okay. So I'm just making sure I'm not bothering anything there. And we can hold that down. And then I suppose while we're here, I can put it just again on the triangle part. This little flap that's tucked back here. Let's close it up. I'm gonna hold on to that for a good while. Okay, let that set up and then we'll test it out. This is holding up. I'm going to go ahead and just stamp. I chose one of the sentiments, hallowed greetings, and I'm just going to stamp that like right in this corner, and then just with my guillotine cut that out. Okay, I'll be right back. Suspense. I'm waiting for that to dry really well, but I did cut this just on my guillotine. It ended up being 1 inch by just under 2 1/4. I'm sorry, like 2 1/8. So I cut a background piece for it that is 1 1/8 by just over 2 1/4, because that's what works out for me. I'm going to put some dimensionals on this, and then we'll pop it on the front of our card, and we will open our card and check out that action. The card pretty much wants to open already, I see, as it's sitting here. You see it's ready to go, but I don't want to pull it until the glue is pretty dry, almost completely dry. So let's just give that a second, and I'm just going to take this off and pop it on the front, okay? Guys, let's see where we're at. This is so cute. The front has so much like dimension and texture just from, I mean, that background is amazing, and then all their little bits and cute little stamping that we did. Little fussy cutting. All right, let's open this guy up. Oh my goodness, you guys. Of course, since my glue is still wet and I don't want to do it too hard there, but look at that. And then again, with the way Diamond Press does their pop-up designs, I mean, this card can pretty much open up flat. I'm not going to do it right now because I feel like it's a little bit wet, but look at that. How cute is that? Somebody gets that and then they open it, and this little guy, and of course with the wings they would flap open as it opens just because of the energy that the design, you know, of it. But look how cute, and he says give me something good to eat. Oh my goodness. So I hope that gave you an idea of how to use a couple of these different sets. I'll have images coming up, guys. I'll have the links in the description box. There is and will be a 750 fill your cart, and I believe people were telling me it already began, so there you go. And depending on when you watch this video, of course on craft day it will be on, so whatever you want to pop in there, 750 all day. I know sometimes when you order online, it'll show like 50 cents or 48 cents like as shipping, but at the end of the day, it'll just be $7.50 total, and that's how they work that. So thanks for watching, guys. Thank you so much, Diamond Press, for sending these items for review. I'll have images coming up. Again, the links will be in the description box, and I'll see you all at the next one. Bye now.